So you did read that right. This is technically with 46 civs because there might be 42 nations in the game, but this is with all the alternative leaders. I finally got that to work, and we're playing on an archipelago type map for the first time, so I'm assuming some civs are going to do better than others. This is going to be a really weird map, and with all the civs, this is just going to be pure chaos. I also noticed at the end, with climate change, there was a lot of land lost. Again, whoever wins this, I'm not necessarily saying that is the best naval civ, because this is definitely not going to be balanced, obviously, but it is, you know, nice to just see, you know, who should be kind of near the top. This is also going to be the first game that we don't have any loyalty. So normally I just have loyalty off in the capitals. Well, now there will be no free cities at all. This should be interesting because there's a lot of different islands to colonize. And here's the first hurricane, which I'm assuming we're going to see a lot of those. Oh wow, France is getting lucky. Also, a little update on the old world video. I wanted to have a bunch of civs start off in the Eastern Hemisphere, and then they colonize the new world, basically. That'd be like a long 40-minute campaign. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that though, because I guess the map sizes are causing most of the crashes. So I'd have to use a much smaller map, and it's ugly, so I don't know if I really want to do that. I guess I'll let you guys decide. Korea is one of the first places under attack, but I think they're gonna be okay. At least this city should be safe. I'm actually surprised to see how many places aren't starting off exactly next to the coast. Of course, this is Civ 6, not Civ 5, so as soon as someone just builds a harbor, it doesn't matter. They'll still be able to build some boats. Indonesia, already with 3 cities, and this is actually gonna be a pretty interesting part of the map with this kind of bay right here, as well as they control a canal out of the bay. Same goes for here, because I guess Coupe decided this is where he wanted to go. You know, of course, he starts off in the sea. I guess this is an okay location. Wasn't really expecting this to be the first civ to die. I guess they are Native Americans. They're not really used to colonizing different land masses. Although it could be a different story for the Cree, since they already have 4 cities. I mean, they're still on their starting continent, I guess, but there's plenty of land up here. Not very good land, but whatever. It's pretty weird that this is one of the only natural wonders that popped up. A planet dominated by sea, and we also have this gigantic mountain. China's doing pretty amazing. 5 cities on an absolutely disgusting landmass. How is this all connected? That is just terrible. It is gonna be kind of interesting because obviously in the beginning, these weird formations are gonna restrict movement, but as climate change goes by, again, we're gonna lose a lot of tiles, so new openings are gonna pop up. I'm gonna assume that Windmill Land is gonna have a fantastic time here too, since, you know, they can kind of just create land. They're the best for battling against the sea. The Aussies are getting into it with the French, and I don't know if that's a good idea or not because they have a huge army. The problem is the French have a navy, and Australia, for some reason, hasn't built any of those. I'm trying my best to highlight some of the civs that will probably make it to the end. So Spain, obviously Greece, and especially Norway, but they're in a tough spot, I feel. I don't know exactly how they're gonna make use of their longships. Of course, the Russians have been banished to the ice. They will have fun up there, but there also is some pretty long distance colonization. I mean, not a surprise from this civ though. Oh, so the French got the city back. I was clearly a little bit confused, but damn, these two are still getting into it, as Perth is kind of, well, I mean, they're kind of being invaded. Not really. Yeah, I swear, it's always gonna be Russia and Canada, just stuck in the snow, which, I mean, they have bonuses up there. I don't know if it's really gonna be all that worth it though. I can't really see the Persians doing very well here. I think it's likely that the Egyptians will more than likely take this capital. I want to say my money would be on the Phoenicians. I think this is an okay spot, and they have other areas to go. I mean, a little bit of land left to go, but mainly because of this early game naval unit. These are pretty powerful. Let's just see if they make use of it though. While Japan is still stuck with 1 city, you would think that this would be their game. I mean, especially because they're not really surrounded by anyone too threatening. Yeah, if they die early, I'm just gonna commit seppuku. You know, I also think I should probably bet on the Indonesians. They've done pretty well in the past, and the AI seems to be pretty aggressive in this civ. I like that. Oh boy, who's gonna get it first? The Dutch or the Russians? The Russians actually really need this, but oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, yep, just go back home. Mongolians just took some land away from the Chinese, as they always do, at least one settlement, and now the Khmer are pretty much trapped. They're gonna be in hell for this whole game. These are some pretty interesting neighbors here. Gorgos, Greece, and Samaria, both pretty aggressive early game civs. There was at least one war, but I guess they might have just canceled each other out. Oh wow, and the Scythians were right next to them too. So this was kind of a chaotic island. If anything, the Greeks are probably gonna die. Yeah, oh yeah, you might get Poland. Oh, thank God. Okay, I was worried for a second. I thought the Japanese were actually going to die early. That would mean I'd have to kill myself, but no. I'll save that for another day. I really didn't think Brazil was gonna do much. They didn't have the greatest start, but at least they got a second city. America might be dead. It might be kind of close. They're just at war with Germany for now, although the Germans have a lot of units. 5 of 6 religions have been founded. We have China, Indonesia, Russia, Hungary, and Poland. So they'll have some advantages. Oh, this might be why Greece is doing so well. Where the hell have I been? I've clearly been missing a lot. Jeez, they took so many cities. Georgia's also doing well, but they also started in a pretty nice area. Relatively safe. As expected, the Phoenicians are doing well. They're about to take out Macedon, maybe entirely if they get to the capital too, but they don't even need that. They were already doing well enough. And that's why Coupe's sucking, because he lost a pretty big city, unfortunately. I'm guessing he can't really defend himself either. Maybe, he might be all right. And just let everyone know, things are still a huge mess, just like they were in the last video. And maybe not exactly as bad as that, but it's still pretty bad. Damn, Norway, you disappoint me. I'm glad I didn't pick you because I was really close. You should have done better than this. Look at all these ships. Your neighbor Spain, on the other hand, they're doing great. Although, I mean, they could have just been popped into a nicer part of the world. Either way, they're getting a lot of stuff. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Gorgos, Greece did take something, although the Sumerians are kind of coming back. I mean, their time is up, though. That whole ancient and classical era is long gone. Pretty impressive, Brazil. I didn't think you would ever get this to happen. They kind of blocked off this neighbor here. They can't really come through here unless they have open borders. And here go the Dutch, doing their thing, just creating tons of new areas, new land. I don't think they're gonna be impacted by climate change. German engineering at its finest, guys, right here. The Autobahn just builds as many roads as possible. The Australians are starting to kind of get smashed here. Unfortunately, they only have 3 cities. They're getting destroyed by now the Hungarians, although they still have a pretty big military. While the Canadians are down here doing their thing. No wars, peaceful, living in the snow, drinking syrup. Gotta give him credit for that. Here's also a nice little war between Nubia and the Zulu. It's kind of intense. This is gonna be pretty bloody, actually. I cannot believe that by turn 200, Vicky of England still only has 2 cities. And it's not like she lost anything either. She just hasn't really been trying much. Somehow the Canadians grabbed Stockholm and they're pretty far away. Hilariously, even the other England has been sucking. I don't think they've settled anything either. Eleanor has been pretty disappointing this game. Same exact thing goes for the French. But I mean, they did dominate basically every video I've done so far from Gathering Storm, so I guess this is good. Catherine's French Empire is still doing all right though. She is, I mean, making it work. She's probably gonna win, but that's fine. The Phoenicians are just continuing to move up north and attack Egypt. They might wipe them out. And also they got a little canal going. It's nice. And they have their little special harbors built in almost every single city. That is kind of huge. Maybe a big factor here on why they're doing so well. Mali's dominance doesn't make any sense, but that's fine. I do appreciate the perfect canal built here. Indonesia was the one to take out the Congo. I don't know how they did that, more than likely with open borders, and they're doing well. It might not look like it, but they're pretty much the only colonial empire. They have settled the North Pole. Nuke Man has just been barely holding on. I mean, he has no other cities, lots of population. Being next to 2 big-ass volcanoes is probably a bad idea, though. Oh yeah, and America died a long time ago. They did not last. Germany took that over. And you're also gonna start to notice a lot of tiles disappear. Climate change is having an impact. I know I'm kind of late here, but I had no idea the ice actually physically goes away when things get too hot. That, I know I'm dumb, but that's pretty cool. Coupe is pretty much dead, and that's fine because he probably should have just killed himself a long time ago. Look at all the land he lost. He's been devastated. So the Kree have just built the most amazing Golden Gate Bridge of all time. Really, like, who came up with this? Give that man an award. So many tiles are underwater. It is kind of crazy. We're not even near the end either, but just everything near the poles and obviously towards the equator too. So much is gone. Although it's a good thing for some people. I'm sure the Chinese love that they lost the tile connecting them to Mongolia. That would mean they would have to do a naval invasion, and they don't do too well with that, especially with hurricanes around. I need to take a look at the night map mode too. Some of this stuff can look real beautiful. If it's all like, dang, that's a wonder, right? Yeah, that's gotta be a wonder. It's hard to say who's gonna win because no one really took everything over, but the Dutch have gotta be up there. They, while they took Berlin, that's something. It looks like a fun place to live. and you know they'd be getting wild over there. This map is a mess, and I can't even tell who the hell's doing the best. I mean, you can kind of get an idea, maybe. I just like how much more ocean's around. At least both English civs made it to the end, but still, I mean, that is hugely disappointing. You guys should have done a lot better. Of course, at this stage, the deity AI loves to build nothing but these wind turbines, although this is kind of an amazing feat. Nice job, Scotland, a ski resort island. And again, more mysteries. Spain, who's done really well, somehow like leapfrogged over Norway to kill off Eleanor's France. They got both cities too. That's impressive. Oh, I forgot to mention, so this was the weirdest thing I've seen from the AI, and I don't know if it's because of the disabling of loyalty, maybe the mods I'm using, but everyone, like literally the entire world had declared war on the Kree, but they weren't taking the city. They're just surrounding the city. They're all here, but they're not attacking. So that kind of sucks because these very valuable cities, somewhat valuable, they shouldn't exist. And it's hard to say who would have taken these 4 settlements because, I mean, who knows? We've seen really weird ways of taking things lately, especially on this map where you just send a boat through open borders and you're fine. Japan also did all right. Still, you know, nothing impressive. Ultimately disappointing, if I'm gonna be honest. Maybe there are too many units out there. That could have been a thing. I doubt it though, because the map was large. It was a large map. They had plenty of space, I thought. Now, I'm obviously not an engineer, not a really smart guy, but I do want to say I don't think this is the best place to build a big-ass snowy mountain. It's just a hunch. Oh, Gorgos Greece did end up dying, but it wasn't to the people that I thought it was, Scythia or Samaria. No, it's the Chinese. Still kind of impressive. 85% of the polar ice caps have been lost, and sea levels have risen 3.5 meters. That does seem like kind of a lot. Now, I know everyone's asking me to play the game. I might do one video of me playing the game. I don't really know what that'll be about. I honestly really enjoy doing AI games because not that many people do it. I mean, very little, honestly, so I feel like it's unique. I don't know, we'll see. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And big thanks to FurryCruz, Elphie C, Destiny9000, Paintmelikeyoudoyoursheilas, Elijah Senpai, Ruserification, SwissAargau, Maxy G, King Solomon, Ben Moke, Gali, TannerOfNazareth, MisterPERKELE, CooterDonkey, Brandon H, MegaFatBoi, Sneaky G, Jared Clark, Battle Buddy 1847. Thank you.